Welcome, class of 2030. I am going to go ahead and let you be seated. My name is Cindy, and I am one of your chaplains, which means I am available to each and every one of you as you navigate big questions around meaning making or spirituality or purpose, or if you just need a supportive and confidential listener. It also means that you will often see either me or my co-chaplain and husband Ben at the start of these larger, important events. Because as a Juniata community, we choose to intentionally honor spaces like these by slowing down, by taking a moment to understand what it is that we are doing together, and to begin with hope and anticipation. And it's in that spirit that I invite you to hear a quote from Bernard of Clairvaux. He said, "There are those who seek knowledge for the sake of knowledge. That is curiosity. There are those who seek knowledge to be known by others. That is vanity. There are those who seek knowledge in order to serve, and that is love." As we all, students, faculty, staff, and administration, as we all move into a new semester, may we create a community of learning together that is full of curiosity, service, and love. May we make it so.
Thank you, Reverend Latimer. My friends over here admiring my mullet. I want to say welcome to all of you, and especially to the newest members of the Juniata community, our new students. My name is Lauren Bowen. I work at Juniata as the provost or the senior academic officer. And it is truly a joy to welcome you officially at the end of your first day of classes. I was able to say hello to some of you the past few days, maybe at orientation for some of you on Friday, or at various programs in which you have participated, including the introduction to Juniata traditions and Juniata spirit that took place last night, as well as coffee on the quad this morning. So by now, you likely have come to appreciate that you are at a special place and that we believe this is a special moment. You've probably also figured out, or you've been told, that we love tradition, and we like to spend time together, and we talk about a strong sense of community. And like most folks who work at colleges, we see value in ceremony. There are lots of reasons for that. Gatherings bond us as a community. They can help us feel a sense of belonging. They can help us celebrate milestones. And you can look forward to participating in many such traditions, many of which were on the screen as you gathered this afternoon. They'll take place over the next few months. Events like Lobster Fest, Storming of the Arch, Mountain Day, tenting, madrigal. So why one more? Why do we ask you to gather in this auditorium after a very full day of class and a first meeting, likely a bit hurried with your academic advisor after you've already had a really busy few days? Well, we gather to mark formally and officially the start of the academic year and the beginning of your Juniata experience. It is a milestone to be sure, and we want to honor the occasion. So this particular moment, this convocation, this event, we hope affirms the foundation on which you get to build and to underscore for each and every one of you that you are poised and ready to be successful college students, and to convey to you that you have faculty, staff, and peers who are also poised and ready to meet you where you are and challenge you and push you to wherever you want to go. So you can see your faculty gathered beside you so that as a collective, they affirm your membership in this academic community. And you may not experience them gathered as a group again until graduation. So I want to pause, and I want you to join me in thanking and recognizing them for their dedication and their commitment to you, and I especially want to recognize the joy that they bring to their work as teachers and scholars. Join me in thanking them. And I mention that joy because we try not to take ourselves too seriously at Juniata. You likely have already noticed that. At enrollment events, at orientation, at Inbound over the last few days, it may be one of the reasons you decided to be a Juniata student. We often say, and you may have heard me say to you at orientation, that we want you to have fun. But don't confuse that with our obligations to you. We take our work and our responsibilities to you quite seriously because we believe in the transformative power of education grounded in the liberal arts, and we believe in you and your potential to change the world. And because we believe in you, we expect a lot of you. Not that you have all the answers and you have it all figured out, but we hope, to Reverend Latimer's remarks, that you have questions and an eagerness to be part of this academic community, that you will participate, you will engage, that you're ready to try new things, explore new ideas, you'll take some chances, you'll go outside your comfort zone, that being a student here can be a grand adventure. The philosopher Adrienne Rich once said, "An education is not something that you receive, it's something you claim." She elaborates. Dictionary definition of the verb to claim is to take as the rightful owner, to assert in the face of possible contradiction. While to receive is to come into possession of, to act as a receptacle or a container for, to accept as authoritative or true. It's the difference between acting and being acted upon. Now that's probably pretty heady stuff on a Monday afternoon in August, but it really distills the essence of our hopes for you and our expectations of you. And my hope is that you can draw on that distinction during your time here and do all you can to claim your education, and that you expect of us that we make it worthwhile for you to do so. Now I get it, you may not be feeling all that quite yet. You may not be ready to claim your education and change the world. We don't expect it to happen all at once, but over the arc of your time here. So know that all of us on this stage and in this audience appreciate today the last thing on your mind might be changing the world. You might be just thinking about navigating the next few days or weeks and getting some dinner and trying to get some sleep. So if it helps at all, I want you to know that your faculty and all of us on the stage have been where you are. We even remember way back when we were in college. And for at least me, it meant leaving home and moving to a new place and living with new people. And it called up every anxiety that I had, especially in the beginning. I had a roommate from a city. And I came from a very small town with a very small high school. And this new roommate of mine had taken something called advanced placement courses. And I'd never heard of them because we didn't have them in my high school. She had friends from her high school and her hometown living in the same residence hall. She seemed to have it all together. She even spoke a second language at home because her folks had grown up outside the United States and she had traveled abroad. To that point, by the way, I could sometimes hear her on her phone speaking that language, Greek, to her parents, except for the utterance of Lauren, now and again, suggesting that learning to live with me was not a picnic. I thought she had it all figured out, and I was the only one trying to make sense of college and going to class and making new friends and eating in a dining hall and just all of it. But here's the thing that I came to appreciate. We were both muddling through in the beginning, and we found our way. And there we are on the screen behind me, just before we graduated a few years later as the best of friends, despite or maybe because of our seeming differences, but also because of our shared experience. And along the way, I found my voice, and I asked questions, and I made plenty of mistakes, and I had some spectacular fails. But I figured out what I wanted to learn more about, and what played to my strengths, and what challenged, and what pushed me, and what made me better, even if it was really hard. I had faculty and advisors who saw something in me before I saw it in myself, and I trusted them. I made some mischief, and I had some fun, and I experienced incredible kindness when I hit rugged moments. While I didn't have the words at the time, I was fortunate to be surrounded by people, including my roommate Ellen, who helped me claim my education. So that is my wish for you, to know that you have a community of folks here ready to insist that you do just that life doesn't happen to you while you're here, but that you can shape this experience and claim your education. Each one of today's speakers display these commitments. They take initiative, whether they are students, faculty, or administrators. They are curious risk takers who exude joy and display kindness and represent what makes Juniata so special. And that notion that we take our work seriously without taking ourselves too seriously, I can't think of two people who model it better with their generous spirits and the kind of integrity that is born from a sense of purpose grounded in our mission than our next two speakers. Please join me first in welcoming Jason Moran, our Vice President for Enrollment, to tell you a bit more about you and this class. And after that, Jim Troja, our 12th President, will offer some words of wisdom and inspiration as well.
Just like your enrollment events where I had the privilege of welcoming you, I'm going to begin with either a good morning or good afternoon. So, good afternoon. Oh my gosh. It's the first day of class. You've got a lot of runway in front of you. Let's hear the energy. Good afternoon. Great to be with you. Welcome. And on behalf of the enrollment team, it's really a great privilege for me to have the opportunity to connect with you officially one last time, as I had the great fortune for many of you to connect personally during your recruitment. My team members and I really took great pleasure in being a part of your recruitment journey, as did our faculty, our staff, president, and provost, in what became probably one of the most important decisions you will make in your life. And as it has for me, my college decision ended up being one of the most important decisions for everything that played out in my life and the life that I live today, who I'm married to, the children I'm raising, and the career that I chose. For me today, I get to welcome you, the newly recruited class of 2026, where you represent over 360 new students, freshmen and transfers, that represent the hallmarks of a Juniata education, where as a community, you will contribute to this close-knit community of Juniata family members who will support you, celebrate, and enjoy one another. On your first day of class, I get the privilege to share a little bit more about who you are. So Juniata incoming class, who are you? And if you're out there and you see a factoid or a stat that represents you, I'd love to hear you. You are a class where 63% of you reside in your home state of Pennsylvania. Are you out there? For those of you outside the state of Pennsylvania, you're representing 26 states and territories as far out as Hawaii. Ten 10% of you are representing 12 countries around the world. Outside the United States, that include Bangladesh, China, France, Germany, Hungary, India, Italy, Nepal, South Korea, the Bahamas, the United Kingdom, and Uzbekistan. You are a class where you have a demonstrated high school GPA of a 3.7. 7% of you attended another college or university and decided that Juniata was your must-have educational experience that will prepare and propel you to achieve your future endeavors. You are a class where 18% of you expressed interest in trying out for the nationally ranked competitive mock trial team. 6% of you were invited to join the Juniata Scholars Program. 48% of you pursuing a collegiate sport. There's some applause. And while I don't have the stat, and as someone in college who was formerly a musician, those of you out there planning to pursue your talents through expressing your vocal and instrumental talents by joining the concert band, by joining the choir, are you out there? Let me hear you. You're a class where 10% of you were offered admission to our accelerated 3+1 dual degree program. We're on your graduation day. You'll be shaking hands with President Troja to receive not one, but 2 diplomas for your bachelor's and master's degree. As Juniata's newest class, 44% of you received a Juniata Community Scholarship that was both sponsored and recommended for you to receive by a member of our alumni community. 13% of you are a legacy student, where family members before you attended and graduated from Juniata College. So, as Juniata's newly recruited class of 2026, it's my honor now to present you officially as students of Juniata College. Again, it was a pleasure to be a part of your recruitment journey. I welcome you and wish you all the best with your first week, your first semester, and your first year at Juniata College. So officially, on behalf of enrollment, Provost Bowen, President Troja, I present you this incoming class of 2026.
How about a round of applause for Jason Moran and the entire enrollment team for helping us get to today. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, team. Thank you to our faculty, our coaches, everybody who is instrumental in getting you here. Good afternoon, JC, and welcome to this special day in which we officially commence our 151st year. Students, it's been a lot of fun spending some time with you over the past couple days. Last night, learning a little bit about our traditions, a little bit about our history, the candle lighting ceremony, learning the alma mater, although Dr. Bukowski, we have some work to do. The alma mater, we have some work to do. We've got a couple of years to get it right, students. Thank you for popping over to Coffee on the Quad this morning. Appreciate you coming over for some coffee, some dog love. What a beautiful morning we had. What a beautiful day we had to begin this academic year. For those of you who introduced yourself, thank you for reaching out. For those of you I have not personally met, I look forward to doing so in the coming weeks and months. So in any of my public remarks, I typically reference past remarks. I look at what I said when I said it. I look at the outline I created. I make decisions on what I keep, what I'm going to discard, make sure my comments are relevant relative to current events. I might completely start over. Maybe all the above. Last year at this time, I pulled up my remarks. It was the opening of our 150th academic year as an institution of higher learning. And at that point, I decided to lean into our core values. Those characteristics that not only make us unique, but a truly exceptional learning community. I am leaning in that direction again this year. Because the longer I am here, the more I've come to appreciate the ethos of what we do, and more importantly, how we do it. Our shared values are more than aspirations. They are commitments that define our community, and what better time to reflect on those core values than at this opening convocation. Last night, Dean Damschroeder, over here, lightheartedly shared 150 years of our Juniata in about 5 minutes, including a picture of me way earlier in my presidency. Good gravy, have I aged? From that picture to that picture last night to today, but it's been a lot of fun. Anyway, that education last night as part of our history, what you heard relative to our mission, it's not only about imparting knowledge, it's about shaping character, it's about preparing students to serve the wider world. That conviction, that core mission is still alive and thriving in us today. Certainly looks a little bit different than it did back in 1876, that's for sure. But Juniata's core values of kindness, curiosity, community, courage, and collaboration remain unchanged. We practice kindness by recognizing the dignity, the worth, the potential of every person in this room. We embrace curiosity through seeking new knowledge, fresh perspectives, and a deeper understanding of the world in which we live. We strengthen our community by fostering a culture of belonging, shared responsibility, and mutual support. We act with courage, and boy, do we. If you look back on our history, it is in our DNA to be courageous, to meet the challenges of the moment with integrity, with resilience, and conviction. And we pursue collaboration, knowing that our greatest achievements is doing it together as one community. These values are not simply what we believe, they are who we strive to be each and every day. And they call upon each of us to contribute to a campus where individuals flourish and the common good is advanced. And maybe most importantly, these values have remained largely unchanged because of our extraordinary people. Our faculty, our staff, our coaches, custodians, facilities personnel, our dining team, all of these individuals have dedicated their professional and personal lives to this place, to all of you. As I begin my 14th year as Juniata's president, I remain so inspired by their care, their love, their support, their mentorship and dedication. They are the reason we are 151 years in the making. They are the reason we are one of the best colleges in the country, one of the 40 colleges that changed lives. We simply could not deliver on the high expectations that all of you have and that your parents have without our extraordinary people. Students, please join me in a round of applause to just say thank you for Juniata's team who continue to deliver an exceptional experience. So class of 2030 or thereabouts, this year will bring remarkable opportunities in classrooms and labs, on playing fields and stages and residence halls and conversations that stretch late into the night. Some opportunities you will expect, others will absolutely startle you. I encourage you to welcome, embrace it all. Let's begin this year with gratitude for the gift of learning, with courage for the challenges ahead, and with confidence in the community we share. Once again, students, welcome to JC. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President Troja. And now I'm very pleased to introduce today's student speaker to you. Jackson Albright is a senior from Marysville, Pennsylvania. His program of emphasis is biology with a secondary emphasis in history, and he plans to attend medical school after graduation. He likes being outside, so he especially appreciates Juniata's location, and he also just likes the personality of the place as it matches his pretty well. And he is your president of student government this year. When I asked him what drew him to that role, he said, "I wanted to get involved in student government because I enjoy facing difficult challenges and making decisions." I think it's fair to say that Adrian Rich would be proud of the ways in which Jackson is claiming his education. Please join me in welcoming your student body president, Jackson Albright.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. To begin, I would like to thank President Troja, Provost Bowen for the introduction, Dean Dan Schroeder, esteemed faculty, and my peers for giving me the opportunity to address all of you today. I'd also like to congratulate Dr. Kwan for being the recipient of the Gibble Award. When I was notified that I was offered the opportunity to speak at today's convocation, I thought to myself, wow, what an opportunity. Then I thought to myself, what the hell are you going to talk about, dude? Just a kid from Marysville, PA. Then, upon further reflection, I thought to myself, how would you have viewed this opportunity to speak when you were a freshman, as I address all you freshmen today? I probably would not have viewed it as such a great opportunity, but rather as something I had to do and would not have respected the great magnitude of this task. There are a few things that I've learned throughout my time at Juniata College that I believe have been pivotal in my academic development and maturity. One of these things is the curiosity that is not only encouraged here at Juniata, but is expected within the classroom. When you're in class, make sure you're asking questions. Think to yourself, how could I learn more? Talk to your peers, as we're all trying to get to the same place anyway. and that's being successful in class and successful in college as a whole. One of the most powerful quotes that I've heard on this topic of curiosity came in a TEDx video we watched in Professor Harper's The Life Cycle class, when Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris told a story about how if 100 kids drank water out of a well and 98 of them got sick, if you're a healthcare professional, are you going to continue writing prescriptions, or are you going to say, now what the hell is in that well? This type of curiosity and asking questions is not only encouraged within classes here, it is expected. Something that I believe goes hand in hand with this type of curiosity is opportunity. However, there are two important things to remember when it comes to opportunity. The first is that you must put yourself in the position to create opportunities for yourself. Do not sit back and wait for them to arise. You got to go out and take them. The second is that if you fully go after an opportunity that is presented to you and you fail at first or do not get the result that you so desired, it is very important to remember that you gave it your all and should never hang your head. Rather be ready for the next one because it's coming. This is important because for a lot of you, you may struggle in a class for the first time. You may become discouraged with this academic performance. You may think, damn, maybe I'm not cut out for this. I'm speaking from experience with this, but it is important to remember this excerpt from a quote from former President Theodore Roosevelt, who I had the pleasure of learning about in Jim Tootin's U.S. History since 1877 class. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming, but one who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who, at the best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat. Roosevelt, who's a personal hero of mine and someone I've done extensive research on, teaches us yet another powerful lesson. While someone may be your hero and you may admire them greatly, it is still okay to disagree with someone because that's your opinion. That's another Juniata pillar. You must think about who you are. As long as you're working as hard as you can and are taking full advantage of these opportunities that this institution gives you, you're doing just fine. To wrap it all up here today, there will be many opportunities that are presented to you, whether you're a first-year student, an upperclassman, or just a human being in general that you don't want to do. You might be really nervous for your first ever college class, but you might end up sitting next to the guy who turns out to be your best friend. Or, you could be in an advising meeting and you need a gen ed, so you have to take an education class, and you think, damn, what do I know about education? Just a medicine guy, bio guy. We end up seeing the prettiest girl in the world, and it turns out she thinks you're pretty cool too. But it's when you change your mindset from I gotta do that to I get to do that. And you take a curiosity to get better, and at every possible opportunity, you say, I'm gonna get better, I'm gonna learn from this. That this mindset, and if you work really hard, I believe you'll be successful here. Thank you all for this opportunity.
Thank you, Jackson. I am now very pleased to introduce to you today's faculty speaker, Dr. Xuan Quan, Assistant Professor of Education, who received the 2026 Henry H. Class of 57 and Joan R. Gibble Award for Teaching Excellence. It is given annually to a faculty member on the tenure track with fewer than 6 years of service who excels in teaching and scholarship and who's made a notable contribution to the academic program. Dr. Quan came to Juniata in 2024. She was awarded her PhD in Innovation in Curriculum and Instruction from the Graduate School of Education at Fordham University. She studies the impact of technology on children with special emphasis on the role of artificial intelligence in education, and she routinely involves undergraduate students in mentored research. She's taken students to national conferences, including the American Educational Research Association, and she has given them the opportunity to present research findings with her. Last fall, she received the prestigious Education Research Innovation Network Fellowship from Columbia University. She is a productive scholar engaged in cutting-edge research, and she's an incredibly effective teacher. Professor Quan has the reputation of having high expectations of students while also demonstrating humor and warmth. as evidenced by the nomination letters from her colleagues and her students, which made her most deserving of this award. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Xuan Quan.
Thank you, Dr. Bowen. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Juniata. I'm Dr. Xuan Quan, it's very honor to me for delivering some words for you at the very first beginning of your college life. Please look at this picture. That was my very first academic conference as a doctoral student. It was really the beginning of my academic journey. At the time, I was traveling across the ocean, settling into a new country, learning a new language, trying to figure out how academic worked, and apparently trying to figure it out what a good occasion for that hat. So my friends still make fun of me about that unprofessional outfit. They said, who's gonna wear a beanie into a conference and present their academic finding? And this morning, my students saw me on this outfit and make a comment on that. They said, I can't even recognize you. I mean, I can't really blame that because my entire life has been pretty unprofessional. Some of my colleagues and students who know me well, sitting out there, might know that I am so into Korean and Japanese drama. And I may spend way too much time on that than a professor should be. But surprisingly, they teach me things. There is a Japanese drama that I really loved called Long Vacation. The story begins when everything seems to be wrong. People lose jobs, relationships fall apart, dreams don't work out the way they expected. Everyone seems to be behind where they thought they were supposed to be. And there is this idea in the story, stays with me. When life is not going the way you planned, maybe you can think of it as a long vacation that God has given you. A vacation from constantly trying to prove yourself, from constantly sprinting, from believing that every moment of your life has to be productive, successful, and moving exactly the right direction. And look at all of you today at the very first beginning of college. I wanted to share this idea with you. There will be moments when you feel like you are doing amazingly well, and at Juniata, I bet you will have a lot of that moment. You'll meet people who become important to you, you'll find a class you love, and you will discover something you're really good at and think, yes, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I hope you have many of those moments. But you will also have moments when you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. I mean, look at that hat. I've been there. And trust me, I still am sometimes. You might fail an exam you studied really hard for. You might choose a POE, then realize it's probably not for you. You might miss home. You might lose a friendship. You might look around and feel like everyone else has figured college out except you. But don't worry. College might actually be the perfect time in your life for a long vacation. A long vacation where you have the freedom to explore who you are, experience success, and learn your way through failure. And I can't think of a better place than Juniata to spend that long vacation with you. Juniata is a place that will push you forward when you're ready, but also hold you up when you are tired. It's a place that helps build a path to your future success and also carries your weight when you need to take a breath. There are people who will hold you up. Your professor will challenge you, absolutely. We will give you boring readings that you don't want to read. We will give you stupid assignment you don't want to do. That is, unfortunately, part of our job. I'm sorry. But we are also the people who will sit with you with an idea isn't working. help you figure out what comes next, and celebrate you every step of your way. Let this moment be the part of your long vacation. Your friends will be there too. Please look around. I mean, seriously, look around. The people sitting next to you today, some of whom you haven't even spoken to yet, may someday be the people who celebrate you when something wonderful happens, or sit on the floor with you at 1 a.m. when everything feels terrible. Let this moment be part of your long vacation too. 4 years may feel long to you right now, but they are not, trust me. So work hard, be curious, enjoy your college life, maybe take some weird class, but not mine. Mine is perfect, just for your information. Join something you know absolutely nothing about. Talk to the professor whose research sounds interesting, and I highly recommend myself. Just ignore that outfit, people change. Take chances, make mistakes, change your mind, get lost a little bit. Let all that be part of your long vacation. Someday, much sooner than you can imagine, you will be sitting somewhere else, looking back at all of this. And I hope when you think of your time at Juniata, you smile and say, wow, that was really good long vacation. Welcome to Juniata, enjoy it.
Thank you, Dr. Kwan. Please, how about another round of applause in thanking all of our speakers today. I should also note, these sorts of events, they don't just happen. There's a lot of planning that takes place in anticipation of today. So I'd also like to thank and recognize Lori Panaya in our Office of Conferences and Events, April Fegley in marketing, and I should note it was her brainchild to share all of our college photos, CJ Costello for so capably handling our technology, our facilities team for the setup, Marisa Faust and Karis Cornelius in the Office of the Provost, Dr. John Bukowski, who provides beautiful musical accompaniment, the entire platform, including Dr. Kathy Westcott, who serves as our most capable faculty marshal. Join me in thanking them. After we sing the alma mater and you hear the benediction, I would ask that you remain standing at your seats until the platform party and the faculty have been led from the auditorium by Dr. Westcott. And in closing, let me say this. I hope today's ceremony and all that the speakers shared, along with all that you have experienced since arriving, reminds you that you belong here. And if you ever doubt that, you can lean on one of my other favorite philosophers, Winnie the Pooh, who said this: "You are braver than you believe, you are stronger than you seem, and you are smarter than you think." On behalf of the faculty and on behalf of all of us, welcome to Juniata. David Meadows, the Executive Director of Career Development and Alumni Engagement of the class of 1998, will lead us in singing the alma mater. David?
This is a photo of me leading singing at my commencement in 1998, and that's why I'm here today. So would you join me in singing the alma mater, please?
To and fro, the classrooms and the
morning, class. It's time for you to begin. Go seeking knowledge. Go creating memories and joy. Go embrace growth and openness. Go into this new beginning together, rooted in a Juniata community that supports, challenges, serves, and cares deeply about you. Amen.